Okay, good evening, everybody. I am so excited that we are all going to be able to spend this time together and learn about how to use doTERRA's essential oils in and with our pregnancies and after, during birth, during labor, and even afterwards. So I am really excited to share with you how I was able to use them and the benefits that I've had with them. So I've got a lot of notes. I want to make sure I get all the information out to you. So really quickly, if we haven't met before, I want to just introduce who I am. My name is Amanda Roberts, and I'm a diamond with doTERRA. I'm excited to be here with you guys tonight. I have two separate stories. I have a 14-year-old daughter that obviously I had before and pre-doTERRA, and I have a 6-month-old daughter. She'll be 6 months on Monday. Crazy how fast time goes. And the experience that I was able to have with these products or these tools in my home has been a huge difference in the benefits of enjoying my pregnancy. So that's what we're here for tonight. I just wanted to teach you all what I did, how I use them, so that you feel confident in using them during your pregnancy or with anyone that you know who's experiencing issues during their pregnancy. So I was introduced to doTERRA as a massage therapist. I had a client come in who had given me some of the products. Deep Blue was the first major product that I started using, obviously for my hands, for my clients, and I just was blown away with it and totally shocked at how well it worked. And that just kind of caused this trickle effect of bringing other oils into my home. And one after one, I was just shocked and had testimony after testimony of these things having amazing effects on our bodies. So that's kind of how I got started. I've been a massage therapist for almost 12 years, and I absolutely love what I do. I've been able to transition, though, now with having a baby. I don't have to do what we call my bucket job, where I do massages. I actually just stay at home, and I'm a full-time doTERRA wellness advocate, supporting a team and teaching and educating others on how they can use these products in their home. So that's what I do now, which is great, because as a massage therapist, it would be really hard to go back to work having an infant when your time is so consumed with helping others. So I am honored to be your guide in exploring the different ways to use these oils during your pregnancy. And it's such a joyous time that everyone should be able to enjoy their pregnancy, and these tools definitely can have an impact on how your pregnancy will go. So again, as we're going through this, I may tell you a little bit about what happened when I had my 14-year-old and a little bit about the differences of now with the 6-month-old and the differences there. So let's get started. Okay, so welcome to the class. And hopefully, if you guys have any questions, I will be able to answer them for you. Again, if anything is still unresolved by the end of the class, send me an email or put it in the chat box. I'm going to answer those at the end. And again, this will be recorded, so you can pass this on to any of your friends and family that you know that needs to hear this information. All right. So what is your goal with using doTERRA? What is your goal with experiencing a better pregnancy or having an enjoyable pregnancy? Maybe you're a brand new mom and you have heard all the horror stories and you want to know how you can avoid some of those situations. So that's probably why you're listening in. Maybe you're a second-time mom and you want to know how you can do it better. And you've heard about these oils and you want to learn more about how to use them and feel confident in using them. I did a poll on my Facebook and just between my friends, and I reached out to moms and dads and I said, what was your worst part about pregnancy? And it was a resounding nausea and vomiting, right? So that is probably, for me as well, was probably the worst part with both of my pregnancies, just feeling sick, right? Sick all the time. And so the difference between the two was I had a couple different oils that I could use for that. With the other pregnancy, when I had my 14-year-old, there wasn't really anything to do. You just felt miserable all the time. So knowing that I have a tool for every mom's worst part of pregnancy is really empowering. The others were little sleep, so we also have oils for that. swelling, edema with the legs, we also have oils for that. Going through labor, that was some people's worst part of pregnancy. So lucky them, they got to go through 9 months of enjoyable time. C-section, recovery from C-section, stretch marks. We will go over stretch marks. Emotions. Your emotions go up and down through the pregnancy with hormones kind of managing themselves. And it's really great to know that we have these oils, these products that we can use to help stabilize those. Our husbands really enjoy that we have doTERRA, trust me. Back pain. So pain in general. I know I struggled with a lot of sciatic pain, back pain, aches and pain. Just you can't lay comfortably in bed. So you just are in pain. And there's not a lot of things that you can use over the counter, medications, things like that when you are pregnant. So we have these really beautiful tools that we can use that are totally natural and safe for both mommy and baby. So I really love that for the worst parts of the majority of my friends, worst parts of their pregnancy, we have things that we could combat with those. So, and then I asked another question. I wanted to know what their favorite part of pregnancy was. And that one was easy. Everyone's favorite part is feeling the movement of their baby. So, and it really is, it's such an exciting time. And you're on pins and needles waiting for that first flutter. And then you can't get enough of it for the rest of the pregnancy, unless they've got hiccups and you're like, I'm sick of the hiccups. So it's really exciting though, to feel that baby move. A lot of people had other things, just being excited for the baby, just that excitement, not having any menstrual periods. So that was another positive for people. And then feeling that alone connection time with baby, because once baby's here in the world, then maybe we're having to drop it off with a sitter, or our husbands were sharing that time with them. So just having that 9 months of one-on-one connect with the baby is a really enjoyable time too. So I thought that was such a neat thing, just to see that what the contrast is, the worst to the best. So, okay, what to use during your pregnancy. When it comes to women's health during pregnancy, there's a variety of products that make strong health claims, but could cause negative side effects. So you and your baby need to be safe during pregnancy. It's important to find the right source who's knowledgeable on the type of pregnancy that you're looking to experience. I used a midwife, so I really wanted to have a home birth, and I was looking forward to that. With my first daughter, I ended up, okay, so just to be completely honest with you, my first daughter, I was young. I was just barely 20 when I was delivering. And I just kind of was like, I don't know, I'm just going to go off of what the doctors tell me to do. And really didn't have a part to play in planning my pregnancy. I didn't know it was something that I could do. So with this pregnancy, I knew that I could plan it. I knew that I could empower myself and have tools to have a better experience. So with my first daughter, Madison, I had a cesarean. I wasn't prepared. I was stressed out. I just kind of went along with what the doctors had said. And I knew with this pregnancy, I did not want to do that. I wanted to get educated. I wanted to get empowered. So I went through, I'm going to tell you a quick tip too, and this has not a lot to do with doTERRA, but I went through a course called Bradley Method, and it was amazing at the education and empowerment that I went through with that. So that alone was huge. So if you are still in the first trimester, second trimester of your pregnancy, or if you're planning a pregnancy, look into the Bradley Method. It's definitely something that you can learn to educate yourself on the entirety of pregnancy and birth and babies. So if you're using a midwife, get with someone who has the same game plan that you have for your pregnancy. It is your pregnancy and you have control over it, even if you're going to be having hospital birth, and that is fine. Just make sure you have that game plan and that you and your doctor are on the same page. Okay, so really quickly, we have this wonderful man who has founded doTERRA, one of the founders of doTERRA. His name is Dr. Hill. And this was just a quick video. I figured I should throw it in here. It's him presenting us that how safe essential oils are during pregnancy. I'm going to play that for you guys really quickly. Hang on, I'm trying to get to you, Sanity. Is there something wrong with the computer? Okay, hang on. Let me get out of here. Erg. Okay, we're just going to skip the video. Is the video not working?
You can't hear it.
You can't hear it at all?
No, it just sounds like feedback, like super, like someone's putting the microphone to the speaker type of thing.
Okay, I'll skip the videos then. All right, so you guys can actually search that video. It's on YouTube. I just figured it would be good to play here. Thank you for letting me know, Yesenia. Okay, so he kind of goes into that it's absolutely safe to use the essential oils while you're pregnant. I wonder if it was my speakers that did it. I wanted to show you one other thing real quick since we're kind of, I jumped out of there real quick. If you guys haven't or you're not aware of it yet, we have an essential oil midwife that is a part of doTERRA, and she is where I got a lot of my education from. There's a website, it's called the Essential Oil or the essentialmidwife.com. She is a part of doTERRA already. Her name is Stephanie Fritz, and she has some books that I would highly recommend. So if you are pregnant, planning on being pregnant, definitely want to get her books. You can visit her website, and she's also on Facebook. Follow her on Facebook. She posts some really cool recipes once in a while. So while I'm outside of the presentation, I figured I'd just show you her website, and you can sign up. She has a downloadable document that you guys can get into too. So, all right, let's get back to this. Let's see if I can jump back where we were. No, of course not. All right, so why doTERRA? doTERRA is this is probably the #1 question that I get when I start sharing with people why I chose doTERRA. So I chose doTERRA after doing a lot of research on all the different essential oil companies. Now there are thousands, so I didn't do all of them, but the most commonly used essential oil companies out there. I did a lot of research. As a massage therapist, I had been introduced to essential oils before, never a brand like doTERRA. And please understand me when I say not all oils are created equally. Okay, doTERRA stands above anything I've ever experienced. So one of the reasons that I chose doTERRA is because they have this co-impact sourcing. They source their oils from all over the world so that each oil is derived from its indigenous environment. When they grow and are harvested, they're in the proper altitude, climate, seasons, and soil, you'll end up with a better product. So basically, if you have a better plant, you're going to have a better oil. And this is where doTERRA's commitment to purity just begins. So that's only the first step, is finding the right plants. The second reason is that they have this thing called CPTG. It's certified pure therapeutic grade. This is basically, they set the bar for their products that if they don't meet the standard, they won't be bottled and sold as a doTERRA essential oil. So it's really important because every oil that doTERRA sells has 0 fillers, 0 synthetics, dyes, pesticides, and contaminants of any kind. They are just pure, unaltered oils. doTERRA created the standard as a promise of purity so that each and every batch is third-party tested so that you can be confident in not just their purity, but their potency. So you want to make sure that when you're using these therapeutically, you have an essential oil that is going to work with its therapeutic benefits. So, and not just a fragrance. And you will be surprised how many essential oil companies are out there that claim they're pure and they really aren't. So just trust me on that one. I went through a lot of research, and doTERRA does have, and I've never seen effects with the oils that I have seen with these particular oils. So doTERRA is definitely, there's a difference in what they're doing. I would love to play this video. I don't think it's gonna work, so I'm just gonna skip past it. But this is another video that Dr. Hill has done going through different ways to use oils. But we'll just go through them this way. So 3 ways to use the oils. The first way is topically. When you're applying your oils to areas of the body that need support, they reach the bloodstream within about 20 seconds. And then they're distributed through the body cellularly, within about 20 minutes, they're affecting every cell in your body. So if you didn't know, we have billions of cells in our bodies. So one drop can affect all of those cells, and it does it very quickly. It's best to dilute the oils in a carrier oil. I use fractionated coconut oil to avoid any skin sensitivities. Always dilute for kids, babies, children, and even maybe our elderly who have some sensitive skin. So I always dilute. The bottoms of the feet are also another great place to apply the oils. It's the most porous section of the skin, so it's going to absorb very quickly. You can also apply it to the back of the neck, along the spine. And the reason that I always say the spine is you're looking at the spinal column as your nervous system gateway. Like, it's going to get there very quickly to the entire body. So I always love putting things on the spine. Another way that we can use our oils is aromatically. You can use your oils. I have a bunch of oils sitting right here next to me, and I'm going to use some oils. So, my favorite one, and if you have oils, go ahead and crack them open with me. This is my favorite one for classes, especially when they're late at night like this. It's peppermint. So you're just going to put one drop. Some of them pour out kind of quick, and some of them pour out kind of slow. So you'll have to just play with them to figure out which ones do which. But one drop of peppermint, and this is how I love doing aromatic, and just breathe it in. Just cup it around your nose and your mouth and breathe in. Do that a couple of times if you're ever feeling drowsy, tired, maybe you're driving across the country and you need to stay awake. That was me for a while. I used peppermint instead of stopping for coffee. So I love peppermint. I love the smell. I love the way it makes me feel. So you can just do that to have an aromatic experience, or what I like to do is use a diffuser, and that way you're getting continual use of essential oils by just putting a few drops into a machine. And I've got one behind me. I hope you can see it. It's right there. And that is our pedal diffuser. And that will emit into a larger area, probably about 600 or 800 square feet, just with a few drops. And anybody who's in that space is going to get the benefit of using or breathing those oils in. So diffusing is a great way to get the benefits of those oils. It supports our respiratory function. It can increase your moods. So maybe you have crabby teenagers in your house. You can put some wild orange in there. I love wild orange. It's definitely great for teenagers or crabby kids. That's what I use it most for. So we go through a lot of it. But yeah, with using the diffuser, you're going to get it continually for hours at a time, rather than having to continue to put oil in your hands and breathe in. The diffuser allows that to go for hours at a time. So I really love using the diffusers. So the last way of the three that we use our essential oils is internally. So, and internally, if you're using the right oil, can be very safe and very effective for our bodies. doTERRA would be the only brand of oil that I would trust to put into my body. Don't assume that it's okay that any brand, you can do this with any brand. I would make sure your brand says that it's safe. Ours have this label on here, and it's GRAS certified, generally recommended safe as internal consumption as a supplement. So I know that I can put this in my body internally, and it's not going to affect me in any negative way because there's no pesticides or artificial fillers or anything like that. So a couple ways that I like to use these is putting them in my water. Now, when you're putting them in your water, like you're going to have a drink, a cup, you want to make sure that that cup is glass or stainless steel. Yeti lovers, we can put it on our Yeti, and I drink that all day long. And that really has helped me increase the water, the intake of water that I have. And it was essential during pregnancy because you have to drink that water. You really do, to have that healthy pregnancy. Drink, I think it's 3 to 4 quarts of water every day. So it's a lot of water. And if you flavor it with your essential oils, not only are you getting health benefits, but you're also going to help your body consume that water, because it can get kind of tiring just drinking water over and over. The other way that I use them internally is with what we call veggie capsules. And they're just empty gelatin or veggie caps that you can open up, and you can drop the essential oils in and take it like any other capsule. Another way that I love to take them internally is putting them in recipes, cooking with my oils. Most of us have had the spicy apples, which we use at classes. We just kind of spike them with some On Guard essential oils, and they are delicious. So I love using my oils internally. All right, let's talk about nutrition. This was not something that I wanted to hear when I got pregnant because I like sweets and things. But when you are growing your baby, you have to understand that not only are you getting the nutrition, but so is your child. So moms normally will put their children before themselves. So during pregnancy, I probably ate the best that I ever did in my entire life. So before we go into oils or anything else like that, the foundation to a healthy pregnancy is nutrition. I recommend 80 to 100 grams of protein, dark green leafy veggies, and then drinking 3 to 4 quarts of water like we had mentioned. Only after you focus on the nutrition, then will you want to bring in those essential oils and supplements for a healthy pregnancy. In addition, there's 5 top things that you want to incorporate into your diet. And the first one is a handful of minerals, folate, calcium, iron, zinc, and fiber. You'll want to search for foods high in these nutrients or in a supplement if you're going to be taking them in a supplement. The second is to be adventurous and incorporate all different types of foods so that your baby is exposed to new flavors, so you don't have a baby that's going to be like, nah, I only want ding dongs. So just as whatever you're eating, your baby's actually getting the taste. And if you're eating it more regularly, as they start growing to eat real food, they'll actually remember the food and the taste, and they'll be more apt to eat it. So another thing is to go organic. As much as I can try to go organic, stay local, try to avoid the pesticides because all of that is still getting to baby. The fourth thing is to focus on omega-3 fatty acids to support the baby's brain development. It's really great to have a lot of those, so lots of fishes. And then there's also supplements that you can take. And then number 5 is choose foods with multiple benefits. So nutrient-dense foods such as yogurts, peanut butter, chicken, beef, eggs, dairy products. Those are high in protein, calcium, and iron, all nutrients that your baby needs to grow and develop properly. All right, so now with all the shoulds, let's talk a little bit about the should nots. These are the things we all know we shouldn't be eating, but they're also easily craved during pregnancy as well. So, and here's another tip I want to tell you, and I get these questions a lot too, is as you're prepping your body, let's say you're planning for pregnancy, or maybe you've had a difficult time getting pregnant. These are all things you should be doing well before you're even pregnant. So focus on your nutrition first, and I can guarantee that that will have some benefit in getting pregnant, keeping the pregnancy. Nutrition is the foundation to all of this. So since it's the foundation of a safe pregnancy, I want to make sure that you're not only aware of what you should be doing, but what you should avoid at all costs. So first thing, do not eat for 2. Women gain so much weight during pregnancy that it's not actually safe, but we always think in our head, oh, I can because I'm eating for 2. But it's really not, it's really not the best way to have a healthy pregnancy. Say no to comfort food. Too often we would go to white bread, rices, crackers. They're really soothing during pregnancy, but try your best to have a more balanced diet. Although obvious, make sure that your food is prepared very well. Undercooked food is dangerous for your baby, so it's a safe bet to keep any protein on the stove or in the oven just a few extra minutes just to make sure you're killing off any bacteria. You don't want any raw foods. And then don't skip meals, okay? I know that when you're nauseous, the last thing that you want to consider doing is eating, but if you fuel your body every 2 to 3 hours, it's very important to keep that nutrition in your body. And then the 5th thing, and probably the most important, is don't forget water. It is so important on so many different levels. Try to consume as much as you can. I think it's 90 ounces is what you're supposed to do, is 3 to 4 quarts. And then I know we all struggle with those cravings. I did, and thank goodness this pregnancy, I craved avocados. So it wasn't really a sweet tooth thing. It was avocados, which was crazy. A lot of women are pickles and ice cream, right? So we have some crazy, funky cravings, but we have an essential oil that you can actually use to help curb those cravings. So I'm going to introduce you to Slim and Sassy. And this is safe to take internally. I know a lot of women who just drop it to the back of their throat. Some people put it in their water. You can diffuse it. You can rub it on your belly, however you want to use this oil, but it really does help the sugar cravings. So if that's something that you struggle with, this oil would be something to look into. So Slim and Sassy. All right. Now, this is just one of the products that come in the Lifelong Vitality, and this was what I used for my prenatal vitamin. And here's the difference between my 14-year-old and my 6-month-old. When I had my 14-month-old, the doctors gave me a prenatal, as they do everyone else, and I told them I couldn't take it. It made me vomit. It literally would not stay down in my body. It would just come back up. And so they told me to take a chewable vitamin, a Children's Flintstone chewable vitamin. That was supposed to be my prenatal. Yeah, real helpful. Not the best thing to take when you need all these wonderful good things for your baby. So I was really excited that we had this during the second pregnancy. This is everything that your body needs to supplement it for all the things that we're lacking in our diet. So this bottle that you're seeing on your screen is called the Microplex MVP. So this is the multivitamin and minerals and vitamins that you need, plus others. So this food nutrient formula is bioavailable vitamins and minerals, which means that your body can absolutely absorb it. And it's the vitamins and minerals that our bodies are deficient in for our diets. The formula includes a balanced blend of essential antioxidant vitamins A, C, and E, and that's an energy complex of B vitamins. It also contains minerals including calcium, magnesium, zinc for optimal bone and metabolic health. It contains doTERRA's Tummy Tamer blend, which is peppermint, ginger, caraway, to calm the stomach for those who have experienced stomach upset with other vitamins and mineral products. So this never bothered me. It never made me sick. It never made me gag. So it was really amazing, the difference. And now, of course, I was taking this prior to getting pregnant, but I continued it on at a higher dose through pregnancy. And then the VMZs are encapsulated using sodium lauryl sulfate-free vegetable capsules, so you know that it's non-toxic, safe for your body. It provides 22 essential vitamins and minerals to support normal growth, function, and maintenance of your cells, fights free radicals with antioxidant vitamin A, C, and E, supports healthy metabolism and cellular energy. I mean, the list goes on. Bones, healthy immune function, healthy digestion, systemic benefits of vitality and wellness associated with optimal intake of essential nutrients, specially formulated to use with those other two in the pack. We're not going to go through the whole pack. If you are interested in this pack, we've got a whole lot more information on this, but I use the whole pack. Just this is super important to have for your body though. So look into the entire Lifelong Vitality pack as a prenatal. All right, now the other tip that I had is move your pregnant body. Get up, and that creates so much energy, and it keeps you fit, and it keeps you connected with baby. The baby actually loves when you start moving. We did some dances, we did yoga. I have horses, so we clean the stalls, and I kid you not, she remembers cleaning stalls because she loves being worn and cleaning stalls. So according to the American College of I'm not going to be able to talk tonight. Gynecologists, pregnant women should exercise a minimum of 30 minutes a day, 6 or 7 days a week, unless they have a medical reason not to do. Regular exercise will help you control your weight, improve circulation, boost your mood, and help you sleep better. Plus, getting into an exercise habit now will help you set a good example for your child. Pilates, yoga, swimming. Swimming was another wonderful exercise that I loved during pregnancy. Walking, they're all great activities for pregnant women. Check with your doctor first, obviously, before you start any exercise program. The key is to just listen to your body and don't overdo it. I'm not asking you to go out and become a bodybuilder, but definitely just keep the cardio, keep your body moving, keep that circulation going. Another exercise a lot of people don't want to talk about, but is definitely important, is Kegels. If you already have a midwife, they've probably told you this, but Kegels are very important to strengthening the pelvic floor. And if you're planning on having a natural birth, you want to strengthen that pelvic floor before you go and have birth. It will support your bladder and bowel and uterus. When performing correctly, the simple exercise will make your delivery easier and prevent problems with incontinence after. The best part, no one can tell that you're doing them, so you can do them anywhere. You can do them in your car, sitting at your desk, standing at the grocery line. So how to do them, you're going to practice squeezing as though you're stopping the flow of urine when you're using the bathroom. Hold for 3 seconds and then relax for 3 seconds. And you can do that 10 times, 20 times, 50 times, whatever you feel like doing, but it will make a difference in your pregnancy. It definitely will. It'll make a difference in birth. It will make a difference in afterwards. So those, when we're talking about exercises, not all exercises are we looking at using the yoga ball, but this Kegel exercise is definitely something you want to do. All right, stress busting ritual. Let me just tell you, if you're a new mommy expecting your first baby, you are about to have the most momentous experience of your life. It's gonna be very stressful, okay? Because you're in for the unknown. You have no idea what the baby's gonna look like, how it's gonna act. You've never had any of these situations before. So stress is really, really normal, but we actually put a lot of guilt on ourselves that we are stressed out about it, because aren't we supposed to just be in like euphoria during pregnancy? It's not all euphoria. We want to enjoy it, but know that stress is super normal. So stressful moments turn into stressful periods of time. It's often become, we get really hard on ourselves, and then that can get into depression. So we want to stay away from and avoid that at all costs. And then you have to know to put yourself first. Be selfish with your time. Be selfish with what you're doing, your activities. Worry about yourself and your own needs. This might mean that you have to say no to friends and family, as if they ask you to have get-togethers and you're not feeling up for it. You have to say no to your boss if they ask you to take on more responsibility. You have to know to say no, because stress can be a huge impact on your pregnancy. Okay, so I recommend delegating activities. Things that don't bring you joy, you should probably just put those to the wayside for a while, and focus on things that you really get joy out of in life. Maybe you like napping. Do that now, because you're not going to do that once baby gets here. Listen to music, paint, write, whatever it is that brings you joy. Do a lot of that now, because once baby gets here, baby is going to take up a lot of that time. Use your sick days or vacation whenever possible. Spend a day or an evening or an afternoon resting at home. It'll really help get through a tough week. Deep breathing is another way to kind of relax your body. I do a lot of this deep breathing. Stretching is another way to relax. But really easy, simple ways. If you need something within a minute, maybe you're at work and you don't have time to go do a session of yoga. We have Serenity, Balance. Okay, these two essential oils, these were my favorite for stressful moments. Balance actually probably more so than Serenity. So if you have Balance, let's just go ahead and put some of that on, because we don't pull it out of the box if we're not going to actually use it. So Balance is a woodsy smell, but very calming, very grounding, can definitely help during stress. Another two would be Lavender and Wild Orange. I love using those for stress. So know that when you are experiencing one of those stressful moments and you don't have time for yoga, you have an essential oil you can pull out of your pocket. Maybe you put it in a roller bottle and you roll it to your wrists and breathe it in. It takes that much time. We have this emotional aromatherapy kit, which is really great. These are all in roller bottles. They come in droppers too, but I like the roller bottles for the ease of using them. So Motivate, Cheer, Passion, Forgive, Console, and Peace. Peace was my favorite. Peace is still my favorite. But through pregnancy, I used Peace a lot for stress as well. So these are really great tools for stress. All right, it is doTERRA time. doTERRA was an instrumental ingredient, if you can't tell that from now, for me during pregnancy. These powerful products were the right and safe way to affect a lot of issues during my pregnancy. Okay, so if you have any questions, obviously, I know that I see some things coming through the chat. I can't get to it because of the presentation, but I'm gonna go through them at the very end. So for anybody jumping on and didn't hear me say that, if you have stuff in the chat, I will get through it at the very end. Okay, so the first 3 months, even the first 3 weeks, are a precious time of rapid development for your baby. It's important to take extra caution during this time in regards to what you're eating or putting on your body. It's wonderful knowing that these essential oils are safe. But during pregnancy, I want you to know that I was extra cautious with putting them on my skin because sometimes through pregnancy, your body can just do crazy things. So I was always diluting. You just never know how they're going to react. So I still very adamantly encourage people to use their essential oils, but use them diluted. If you're applying an oil directly to your body, dilute it first with a carrier oil like coconut oil. Then you can apply it to a problem area. You can apply oils to the bottom of your feet, which is a common way to use essential oils, and especially on children. A good rule of thumb, because a lot of people ask me how much to dilute, is 1 to 2 drops of essential oil with ½ to 1 teaspoon of carrier oil. For newborns and infants, dilute 1 to 2 drops in 2 tablespoons of carrier oil, so much more diluted with infants. If you're going to take a bath, which I did during labor, and I'll tell you which one I used in bath, you want to make sure you're using a dispersing agent when you're putting it in a bath, and the dispersing agent would be Epsom salts or maybe fractionated coconut oil, one of those two. I used AromaTouch. I go through this stuff a lot. So it was really great for relaxing, but it also helped with swelling and pain and comfort. So it's a very versatile oil, and it's another one of my favorites. Okay, so make sure if you are taking baths to use that Epsom salt or a carrier oil. Okay, and then also diffusing those oils during pregnancy, it promotes a sense of peace and helps reduce stress. So don't forget using them aromatically. A lot of times we will get to topical use, but we forget to put them in the air, and I think it's such a great way to use them. All right. Okay, doTERRA will support your pregnancy. As you probably already know, there's an oil for everything. But when you're pregnant, it's important to be more selective and speak with your doctor and midwife about a second opinion. For example, when you experience stress, you can diffuse lavender, ylang ylang, melissa, myrrh, or you can dilute these oils and run them on your neck, your temples, your shoulders, your reflex points, or on your feet. So there's always a different thing. Like if you don't like the smell on your body topically, put them in a diffuser. Or if you're experiencing temporary nauseousness in the morning, consider using ginger or peppermint. This is where I like to say, not everybody likes the same oil. So for nauseousness or vomiting, we have a couple different options. If you don't like the smell of ginger, try peppermint. If you don't like the smell of peppermint, try Digestion. So there's a lot of different oils that will work for these issues, and it's not just one oil. So if one oil isn't working for you, move on to the next one, but try it and find something that does work for you. Dilute and apply 1 to 3 drops on your ears. So if you don't want to put it on your wrist, you can put it on your ears, down the jawbone, especially for nauseousness. Do you know when you get nauseous and you get that kind of tingly feeling here? You can put it right to the jawbone, on your reflex points. You can put it on your feet. You can apply it to your abdomen, put it in a capsule and take it internally. So find what works for you, basically, is what I'm trying to get to, is there's so many different ways to use them. Maybe you just want to put it in a cotton ball and put it in your car, and so the aroma is there if you don't have a car diffuser. Put it on a cotton ball or a napkin and just leave it in your car, and that aroma will definitely help with the nauseousness. If you begin to get hard on yourself and you need to practice self-love, there is nothing better than Elevation. This is called the Joyful Blend. Okay, Elevation, everybody really needs to have this. I feel like this is what heaven's going to smell like. I'm going to go ahead and use it right now because I really do love it. And what I like to do with Elevation is I just put it on my wrist and I rub together. So this is a reflex point. It's a really great reflex point to use, pulse point. And I love the way that it just brings you a little bit of cheer. So Elevation is an invigorating combination of essential oils that blends euphoric scents to elevate your mood, promote feeling of confidence, and increase your energy. You're going to go through some energy pitfalls during pregnancy. That's a really great oil that you can use. Now, if you want even more energy, because it's extremely depleting on your body when you're pregnant, because you're growing a baby, I have an energy blend, and this is, if you want to write this down, it's 2 drops of Roman chamomile, 2 drops of geranium, 2 drops of lavender in about 2 teaspoons of carrier oil or a 5 ml roller bottle, and massage that onto your skin. I love that oil for just a little extra boost of energy. All right. Homemade belly butter. This was one of the major things, right? Everybody did not want to get the stretch marks. And some of them, some people more empowered than me, love their stretch marks and think that that's just that's their sign of motherhood. And I love that. I love that. But some people want to avoid them at all costs. It's most likely inevitable you're going to get some, but here is a really great recipe to help avoid the stretch marks, but it also gives you a little bit of comfort during that growing period. So even if you're you're trying to prevent stretch marks, but you just want some comfort to that stretchy, itchy skin. So here's the recipe. It's 1/2 cup of coconut oil, 1/4 cup of coconut butter or shea butter, 20 drops of sandalwood, 15 drops of ylang ylang, and rub that all over your belly, all over wherever, your breasts, your belly, your legs, wherever you're feeling that tightness, that swelling, because we're growing not just in our belly, we're growing kind of everywhere. And I remember my breasts were really sore during the first couple of months. And so just have this pre-made before your belly even starts getting to that point, and you can use it everywhere. It's a really great smelling body butter as well. Okay, pregnancy brain. It continues after pregnancy. It takes a little while for your brain to come back. But this is a really great recipe. Whenever you have that, where's my keys? What am I making for dinner? Where's my cell phone? All those things that happen to every one of us. There's a really great blend that you can use to help improve that pregnancy brain. So here it is. It's 5 different oils, 1 drop of each. Here are the oils: cedarwood, frankincense, patchouli, sandalwood, and vetiver. So depending on how big of a recipe, if you're putting it in a roll, my favorite way is roller bottles. I love making them. They're super convenient, and then just put a little label on them so you know which one you're using that for. But if you're making that in a roller bottle and you're doing a 5 ml, I would say 1 drop of each of those would be fine. If you're doing a 10, I would do 2 drops of each of those, and you'd be able to double that. So I love that one, and it smells really good. I really like the woods, and that was a lot of woodsy smells. Okay, I know I see your chats coming in. I just can't get to them. Okay, so here we're to the end of your pregnancy, and we're getting into the very exciting stage of labor. Now, some of you know my labor story and some of you don't. I will quickly tell you, I was laboring for a while. I went in and out of labor for about 4 days. And so it was very tiring, very exhausting, and I was very happy to have these supportive oils. So it is beautiful, but it is scary at the same time. It's also necessary to bring the baby to the world is to have labor. So a lot of us will get to that point. We're like, never mind, I don't need to have a baby. I'm good. Let's not do that today. I'm not ready. But it's just a part of this whole process. Everyone goes through that point. So we have some oils that can support you through that. So supporting for your contractions are going to be clary sage and marjoram. Apply those topically, 3 to 5 drops with a tablespoon of carrier oil. Massage on your hips, on the bottom of the feet, the abdomen. You can just inhale them or diffuse them into the air. That's just going to support contractions overall. Overall discomfort, marjoram and lavender, dilute them and rub over your uterus. That will relax your uterus. Use warm cloths for discomfort. You can make about 20 washcloths in a crock pot. Put it on warm so that you have some warm compresses. If you fill that with water, don't fill the crock pot with water. Just kind of fill your towels with water and wring them out a little bit. apply a couple drops of lavender on those washcloths, and it will feel amazing as you're going through labor. Abdomen, back, wherever mom wants those. And then for calming, because the whole room is going to be excited. The whole room is going to be, so you, your husband, the doctors, it's all kind of this big blur of excitement. To calm everybody down, just bring some clarity to it all. Lavender is a good oil to diffuse. The calming blend is a good serenity. Ylang ylang, balance, putting balance on the bottom of your feet or in the back of your, on your low back is really great to calm mom down. There's a cooling spray, because as this is a workout, you're going to be working out, you're going to be sweating, you're going to be pushing. To cool mom off, you can make up a spray bottle in advance. 25 drops of wild orange, 25 drops of peppermint, and then fill the rest. So that's about a 4-ounce spray bottle, I would say. You do 25 of both wild orange and peppermint. Now, guys, you're going to use this far more than just during labor. So that bottle, just call it your cooling spray, and you'll use it for fevers. You can use it for the summertime whenever you're coming in from, you know, a hot day. So don't see this as just a one-time use during labor. You can use these things all the time. But that cooling spray is beneficial during labor. All right. And then you want to spray that during transition too, because transition is like the hardest part too. It's that part where mom's like, I can't do this. So spray that, make sure you have it and spray it on her. Back labor, something that a lot of us have experienced. The soothing blend, which is deep blue, and you can use the rub form, you can use the roller bottle, you can use just the drops, put that on the back, or black pepper is really good for back labor. You follow both of those up, whether you're using deep blue or black pepper, with a heating pad, just to kind of push it in a little bit harder, and it really will help that back pain. One of the things that, because as a mom, you can tell like you're getting the support for your body, and you can tell the difference that it's helping and healing. But I remember being in the hospital, because I wasn't actually able to have her at home. I had to go into the hospital for an epidural. The thing that the doctors and the nurses noticed really did help and support my body was the perineal support. So I didn't tear at all. And we used this blend. So write this down. It's 10 drops of helichrysum or geranium, or you can do 50-50 of either one of those in a tablespoon of fractionated coconut oil. Put that in a jar or something and rub that on you as often as you can.
Amanda?
Yeah.
Sorry, you cut off right when you were saying the recipe.
Oh, dang it. I know, I saw my screen came up that it was, my internet got, so I'll repeat it. Okay. This is an important one too. Thank you for telling me. 10 drops of helichrysum, that's our healing oil, and geranium. So you can do 10 of helichrysum. So what I did was 10 of helichrysum, 5 of geranium. So I just added a few drops of geranium in there and put it in a jar, something that you or your midwife or your doctor can rub on, depending on the situation, obviously. But if you're rubbing that on, it's going to help the skin stretch without tearing. And it's actually going to help it from really hurting at all. Even afterwards, it's going to be a great thing to apply to help heal that area of your body. Your body is made to do what it's expected to do, but this can support it in not making it really difficult to heal. Okay, so, and then the other thing, diffusing, obviously in the room, just set the tone for the event that's happening. The calming blend, which is Serenity, Citrus Bliss is really great. On Guard is another good one, which you think On Guard, well, it's really great to help kill any bacteria, especially if you're in the hospital. I would be diffusing On Guard. Whatever you want at that moment, you're going to decide in the moment. It's going to be hard to kind of plan this in advance because you're not sure what you're going to want. My husband took the bottle of peace and shoved it up my nose. So I didn't know I was going to need or want peace until I was in labor, and that's all I wanted. So you'll know then. Just make sure you keep all of your oils nearby. Okay. So labor support blend. This one is a perfect blend for a roller bottle, and you really want to have this one with you. Keep it in your hospital bag. I'm going to give you, it's kind of a long list for the recipes. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 oils. So 5 drops of ylang ylang, 4 drops of heliochrysum, 4 drops of cypress, 4 drops of black pepper, 2 drops of digestion, 2 drops of cardamom, 2 drops of peppermint, 2 drops of clary sage, and then 15 drops of fractionated coconut oil. So if you put that in a roller bottle, you'll want to put these on your pulse points. So your wrists, the crest of your, the crease of your arm here, your neck, your chest, your back, wherever you want to put that at that moment. It has so many benefits. Just rub it on all the time. It's going to help with nausea, vomiting. It's going to help with pain. It's going to help with the contractions. It's going to help progress things. So if you're at a stagnant point of your labor, put it on. Put it on your ankles. Put it on your heels. Put it everywhere. It has so many benefits, but make that your labor support blend. Okay, when nothing else is working, use this. So let's see. I know I had another one. Okay. This is awesome. After you have your baby, you're going to be wearing one of these. If you're on the phone, it is a big pad. They're not fun, but they are necessary. So what I started doing, and you can apply this to your body or you can apply it to the pad. And again, the doctors and nurses were blown away by using this. They saw a huge difference in the way that my body was healing. So this is a 12-ounce squeeze bottle because you're gonna wanna be putting this on you when you are using the restroom after birth. Spray that on there and kind of do that every single time for the first couple of days. And then you can slowly, gradually stop doing it every single time. Maybe do it once in the morning, once at night, however you feel comfortable. And then you can also apply this to the pad if you put it into a different spray bottle. Okay, here's the recipe. 12 drops of lavender, 12 drops of peppermint, 12 drops of geranium, 5 drops of frankincense, and 5 drops of heliochrysum. Now, if you don't have all of those oils, I would recommend you getting Immortelle. Immortelle has a ton of healing property oils, and you can literally take this, pour the whole bottle into a spray bottle, and use that spray bottle as your healing spray. This is a really great option. So if you are limited on how many oils you have, if you have this one, or if you are putting an order through next month and you don't have this one, get this one because this one's really great. So Immortelle, if you don't have all those other ones, but the other ones are a really great recipe too. Oh, and then another tip too, with those pads, if you want to pre-spray them and put them in the freezer, I kid you not, that actually really does help. Putting them in the freezer, putting them in the refrigerator, have them preset, the coolness is actually going to help. So depending on how painful, how much pain or discomfort you're in, that's another tip and an option that someone told me and I thought, what? But it really does help. Okay, so another thing that every mommy needs to have is this touch kit. I rave about this kit. I'm so happy that they created it. It's all of the family essential oils put into pre-diluted roller bottles. So you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. You can just rub it right onto baby. I have one of these kits in my diaper bag. I have one of these kits at the changing table. I use them daily. I love them. So I highly recommend getting this kit. I use every single one of these, except for oregano. I use when we're dealing with viral infections or things like that, you'll use those, but everything else daily. So it is really important to have these and have them already pre-diluted. Okay. Postpartum support. The entire birthing process is extremely traumatic on your body, so having the right products to offer for support is extremely important. doTERRA is here once again as a powerful tool for you. The Peri Spray, which is lavender, geranium, and heliochrysum, 5 drops of each in a 1 ounce bottle of spray. That's the one that you can, instead of spraying it in the squeezy bottle, this is something that is in an actual spritzer bottle. So if you put 5 drops of each of those, lavender, geranium, and heliochrysum, and fill it with fractionated coconut oil halfway, and the rest of it distilled water, shake it up every time you use it, and you can spray it right to the area. That's your Peri spray. And you want to do that every time after you use the restroom. So you'll use the squeezy bottle for the first couple of, probably a week or so, and then add this Peri spray before you go ahead and pull your pants up. I use both of them in conjunction. Okay, and then soothing for your muscles it's a huge workout for your body. So to soothe your muscles from that traumatic experience, you'll want to do 1 or 2 drops of lavender and marjoram over your uterus, over your back, over your thighs and your legs, wherever you're feeling that muscle discomfort, but definitely over your uterus, because that went through an extreme amount of pain and effort as well. So we want to help that uterus to relax and come back into contraction. Another thing that I have to say is after you have your baby, within a few hours and then for the next couple of days, your uterus is contracting still, and it feels like intense period cramps. And so I used, for period cramps, menstrual cramps, I always used Clary Sage, and that really did help during those after birth uterus contractions or cramps, whatever you want to call them. It really did help with that as well. So keep some Clary Sage with you. It was so intense that it was almost made me sick from how intense the contractions are. Milk production. So if you're having any trouble with starting any milk production, Clary Sage and basil will help increase your production. You'll want to dilute that and apply to the upper breast every few hours, and that will help with the production of the milk. To help your body keep in positive spirits, there's a slew of essential oils that you can use: Elevation, lemon, lavender, frankincense, Balance. They're all great oils to use for postpartum support. A lot of women deal with postpartum depression. We have essential oils that can help with that area. Don't feel alone. Reach out to someone too, and make sure that you're getting some support with that. All right, make over your diaper bag. This has been the most fun thing for me because I was not happy with the products that are available on the shelves. So raising your baby holistically is extremely rewarding because you can feel confident in the product choices that you're going to contribute to their health and enhance their quality of life. Babies are born toxic free, and it should be our goal to keep them that way for as long as possible. The next few posts, I'm going to go over a handful of oils and recipes that'll put your mind at ease as you make over your diaper bag. I brag about my products all the time because I'm so happy with how well they work and how toxic free they are. So your baby is going to fall in love with these oils just because women fall in love with doTERRA because the support that it offers during the pregnancy, labor, and postpartum. There's a few oils that your baby are going to love too. So frankincense, after birth, I put a drop of frankincense on the crown of her head for so many different reasons. Inflammation, their head went through a major traumatic thing as well. And it just helps with that mother-daughter bond as well. It'll also boost the immune system, and we want to do that very quickly. And it's also very calming for babies. So use that throughout the first few weeks every day if you can. It'll just calm your baby down. It's a traumatic thing for baby to come into the world. Myrrh, if you apply that undiluted, one time I'm going to tell you undiluted, apply myrrh undiluted to the umbilical cord, and that will help seal the tissue and protect all the systems of the body. Because when the umbilical cord is cut, that's not only lifeline to mom, but it actually opens up all of their systems to the environment around them. So if when the umbilical cord is cut, if you're able to put a drop of myrrh right on top of the umbilical cord, it will definitely help with their systems being supported and protecting them from that environment around them. So one time I'm gonna tell you undiluted. Balance, apply that to the bottom of the feet to ground and align baby, reduces reaction to trauma of birth. Melissa, if you have it, we have it in stock again. Apply that, okay, one more time. Undiluted to the bottom of the feet for DNA repair. Breathe, respiratory blend, apply that with a carrier oil to the chest. If they have any issues with their airways, if they have any issues with needing respiratory support. Digestive blend, you can massage that clockwise onto their tummies, diluted, to help with any upset stomach. That they're transitioning from being fed through an umbilical cord to being fed by breast or bottle, whatever you're choosing. And that is a huge transition for their digestive tract. Using Digest Zen helps with all of those issues. So it really helps support their digestive system. I really love that we have these products. Rubbing it on their feet works too. So if you're uncomfortable with putting it on their tummy because maybe they have the umbilical cord that's still healing, you can put it right to their feet and it will still help. Roman chamomile helps soothe irritated skin. Lavender is very calming, relaxing, soothes irritated skin as well. And Melaleuca is very soothing to the skin as well. So I use Roman chamomile, lavender, and Melaleuca a lot. All right, let's move on to one of my favorite things. I'm so excited to share with you guys. I love making these. I love using these. They work better than anything else out there on the market. And I know I was kind of the same way where I was like, I don't want to have to make this stuff, but I actually enjoy doing it. And it just makes me feel good about what I'm using on her. So commercial wipes are made with ingredients that can irritate the baby's skin. They irritate my nose, like they smell like chemicals. This is a really easy recipe. I make it and I'm busy. Like if I can make it and I can do this, you guys can do this. I know you can. It's very easy. Keep them in a Ziploc bag in the car, at the changing stations. So here's what you do. And I have a video too if you need to see the video, but here's what you do. 1 roll of premium paper towels, and I'm going to give a little plug. Viva paper towels have been the best, okay? Viva paper towels, they're very soft, and they are very strong, very durable. The paper towels you're going to need, I use 3 to 4 cups of warm water, 2 tablespoons of fractionated coconut oil. I use 2 tablespoons of Castile soap, 3 to 5 drops, depending on how strong you want it. 3 to 5 drops of frankincense, 5 to 7 drops of lavender, and 5 to 7 drops of Melaleuca. So you're going to pour that mixture on the paper towels and put them in an airtight container. You can get it at Hobby Lobby. That's where I got mine. You can get it wherever you want to. I use a glass container and I seal it up for about an hour or so. I flip it over. I let it absorb through the whole paper towel roll. And then once you can tell that it's completely absorbed and it's got a nice moisture to it, then you're going to pull that cardboard thing out of the middle and pull them off. You can take them and actually pull them individually through the paper towel like that, but I actually pull them off and break them into each little wipe. So it takes me a little bit of time, but I pull them off and I fold them and I put them into a Ziploc bag, and I have 1 Ziploc at every changing station. And I really do love them. Instead of using 5 wipes at a time just to clean 1 diaper, I use 1 of those. So 1 wipe does the entire job because it's big enough, it's safe, it's soothing her skin because of all those lovely oils that we have in there, and it doesn't stink like chemicals. So if you need more instructions on how to make those, I have a video already prepared, but I love, that's probably my favorite recipe, other than maybe this one. So this other one is diaper cream. I don't use anything else. I literally barely go down that baby aisle because I make everything myself. So this recipe is free from petroleum, artificial ingredients that can further irritate their skin. Here's what you need. You can either use, if you want it to be a liquid form, You can use the liquid fractionated coconut oil, or I prefer the raw because it's less messy. I use the raw refined coconut oil, and I use about 2 to 3 ounces depending on the size of your jar. And then you're going to add 5 drops of melaleuca, lavender, and frankincense. And then mix that up, and it will last you a really long time. And you can use that for more than just diaper. You can use that for healing their umbilical cord. You can use that for any cuts or scrapes or rashes or anything that they might have. Anything that you would use lavender, melaleuca, and frankincense for. So we've called it the Owie Blend. You can use it for all sorts of things. It's wonderful for their butt. So I really do love it. And it's so easy to make, and it doesn't cost anything. I mean, it costs very, very little. Now, I'm not a big powder person, but I know a lot of people like to make baby powder. I don't use it myself, but there's a recipe that I found that a lot of people had really great reviews about, so I'm going to give you the recipe. You're going to need 1/2 cup of cornstarch, 1/2 cup of arrowroot powder, 1 drop of Roman chamomile, and 2 drops of lavender. And then you're going to need 1/4 cup of finely ground oats. And so they say to put that into a shaker style bottle, and then use an empty spice jar with a sifter lid, and then label it. So I have not made this personally, but I know a lot of people that were curious about a talc-free baby powder, and here's one that you can make yourself. Let me know if you do make it, though. I want to know if you like it. Okay, so on top of all of the wonderful support that doTERRA gives you with the oils, we also have a great support of the network of moms that can help you too. So if you haven't experienced this already in your doTERRA journey, everybody's super helpful and very supportive and open and loving and kind. I really love that about doTERRA. And if you're not a part of doTERRA yet, you're going to enjoy this when you become a part. During this time, many women feel lonely. During pregnancy, they feel lonely. Maybe their friends are off still partying and going to the club, and now they're at home growing a baby. So it can be very lonely. It can be very depressing. There's a world of unknown that stands before you. Your emotions could be scattered. You might stop working, and then you're by yourself most of the day. So I highly recommend finding a support group. If it's not a doTERRA one, find one outside of that, for pregnant women to meet at least once or twice a week, if it's possible, so that you have some people that are going through the same thing as you, and you can kind of bounce things off of each other. So I really urge you to get into a network of people that can support you through this. Stay motivated and excited. Your personal motivation is extremely important during this monumental event, which is why I recommend reading books that inspire you, plan out your birth, read successful birthing stories that are similar to what you want, decorate your nursery, envision the future, and be excited. This is such a gift for you in your life. It will never be the same. That's why I said take your naps. So try your absolute best to enjoy the entire process. My final thought is a mantra that I would like to share with you. And you can say this, put this on your mirror, put this at your desk, wherever you're at, but try to keep this in your mind all the time. I trust in my ability to birth my baby. I believe in you. I believe in this process. I believe in these products. I'm excited to share them with you. So the next thing is, now what? So you know all of these things, and if you're not already with doTERRA, now what do? You need to get them. That's it. You need to get them. How do you start, though? That can be a very confusing time for you if you aren't already on your essential oil journey. Get with a person who invited you to this webinar, and ask them to walk you through the best process for your situation. Everybody has a different situation. There's tons of resources out there. The person who invited you to this webinar should be able to direct you to some really great resources. That's the awesome thing about doTERRA is we have so many resources for all different walks and journeys. And then get involved. Once you do get in with doTERRA, you can get involved and you can start learning, getting to continued education. My life changed because of doTERRA, not only because of the essential oils, but because of the involvement and the friendships that I've made with everyone through the company. when I started, it was nerve-wracking because I was overwhelmed with the oils and trying to learn everything and how I can apply them to my life and my practice and all of that. I had a great supportive upline that helped me cherish my oil journey instead of trying to be exhausted with it. Now, if you are interested in learning how to get involved, I'm going to walk you through a couple of steps. There's 3 different ways to learn how to get involved. The first is you can purchase them at retail value. Whoever invited you to this, they have a wholesale account normally. They have a retail website that you can go on to and order a few things. Or you can do the best thing, which is join into a membership. And the membership is like a Costco or Sam's Club membership. You're going to pay an initial fee, it's $35 for the membership. And then you can purchase your oils at a discount, 25% off. And that membership will last for a year. It's $25 to renew your membership. And actually, doTERRA, because they're so excited to have you continue your journey, they send you a free bottle of peppermint. So the renewal fee turns out to be about $5. And then there are great ways to not have to pay your $35 membership. We have these wonderful things called enrollment kits. And enrollment kits can start from $150 and go all the way up to $2,500. So just depending on where your budget is and how many products you want to start with, we have a kit for every single person and every single budget. When you do one of those kits, like I said, your membership fee is waived. Okay, so I would recommend looking at the membership kits, especially this month. I don't have a slide to actually show you this, but this month, if you enroll with any one of the kits and then the following month place a 100 PV order, you can get $100 worth of oils for free. So there is a really great promotion going on this month that I urge you to get involved and get all those details from the person who invited you to this webinar. All right. I can't show you the video because apparently it doesn't want to work, but there is another great video that will walk you through the benefits of your membership and how easy it can be. So just search that or get with the person who invited you to show you this video. It's on doTERRA's website, so it's really easy to find. And the best is coming. That baby is coming, and it is so exciting. I just am so thrilled to be able to use these oils with my daughter and to have been able to use them during my pregnancy. My life has changed so dramatically since using essential oils. I made it my responsibility to share these powerful products with as many people as possible. This has become my why, and it's truly an honor to introduce the essential oils into your life and your pregnancy. In addition, there's a few common questions that I want to answer. Okay, what is the best way to get started? So when you sign up, you can choose either a wholesale customer or wellness advocate. Those are 2 different options. Both get the same great discount. Talk to the person who invited you to this presentation to see which one is a better fit for you. And then the other one is, I want to start slow. What do you recommend? Most of the time, you can sign up with a $35 membership and choose a couple different oils to start with if you're not ready for a kit. And then another question, and I asked this question in the very beginning, do I have to start a business if I become a wholesale member? You absolutely do not have to start a business. When you sign up, make sure you choose the wholesale price option, not the preferred member. Preferred member is actually gone, but you'll choose wholesale customer instead of wellness advocate. Wellness advocate is someone who wants to turn this into a business, and a wholesale customer is just someone who enjoys the oils and loves the products. So it doesn't mean that you have to do a business when you're joining with doTERRA. That was something that I didn't want to do. I was totally avoiding becoming a sales rep for doTERRA. And in fact, it's the best decision I've ever made in my life. So, but it doesn't have to be anything that you're feeling pressured into doing. Okay, so we're done, basically. I will get back out of this presentation. But I wanted to just say, I can go on and on about doTERRA all the time. It's made such a difference in my life. It makes a difference in each person that comes on in my team. I just see the difference that it makes in their life. So I'm excited for you. If you aren't with doTERRA yet, I'm excited for you to start. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about the essential oils with pregnancy, with birth and babies, your family, is truly your family's health is truly an ultimate passion of mine. I love seeing people improve their health. Again, I'm honored that you shared this time with me, and I'm excited to help you get started. I'm going to jump out of this here and stop sharing my screen. We'll get just to my face and so that I can get to the chat box. Okay, so we're going to go through these really quickly, and then I'll stop the recording. Okay, can't hear the video, that's fine. Any oil specifically for gestational diabetes? Okay, so yes, there are, and I would refer you to the Modern Essentials book. I know one of them that people were using was the Slim and Sassy, which helps regulate your blood sugar. So that would be something that I would definitely look into for that issue. And I'm sure every body is different, right? So everybody's going to be different in the oil that they're going to use for certain situations. But I know that there was someone that had a great response with using Slim and Sassy for that gestational diabetes. Can you use the emotional kit to relax during a high-risk pregnancy? Yes, ma'am. Yes, even though you have to be on your back or laying in bed, if you're bed-bound, definitely use those emotional oils. All of them will be a benefit for you. What can you use for pregnancy migraines? Ooh, good question. I always use frankincense for migraines. Everybody's different again. What I use is I take my frankincense, and it's kind of hard if you're not in front of a mirror, but you will just put a drop under your tongue. And the reason that I do that is it's called sublingual. So it's going to get into the saliva glands, and it'll get into your bloodstream really fast. So I will do, if I'm having a headache or I can feel it starting to come on, I will just do a drop right under my tongue with 1 drop of frankincense, and do that as often as you need to. So here's the key: less, more frequently. Okay, so don't do 5 drops every hour. Do 1 drop every 20 minutes, if that makes sense. And if it's not frankincense, another one that I would use is lavender on the temples. You can use peppermint and lavender together. Those two are fantastic for any head tension. How much cocoa butter was it for the belly butter? I believe, let me go back into my recipes. I believe it's half of a cup. It's the same as the, let's see if I can find it. And again, I'm gonna send all these in an email. So if you were registered for this, all the recipes will be in an email, and you can keep those. Let's see. Missed one for the brain. Let's see. Oh, for the brain fog, probably for the pregnancy brain. The recipe will be in there. Yeah, that, see, it's still happening. She's 6 months old and I still have pregnancy brain. Okay, so pregnancy brain, it was 1 drop each cedarwood. Okay, perfect. Thank you for filling that in. What do you fill the rest for the cooling spray? I usually use half fractionated coconut oil. Whenever I'm making a spray like that, I use half fractionated coconut oil and half distilled water. And I mix it every time I go to spray it. So the coconut oil and the water are not going to mix together. They're always going to separate. So shake it every time you use it. But the reason I use the coconut oil is when you're spraying it, especially if you're going to spray it on your skin, the coconut oil is going to help that essential oil pull into and absorb into your skin, which is where you're going to get that cellular health. How big of a bottle for the cooling spray? I usually do 2 to 4 ounces. They're smaller bottles. 4-ounce bottle. Yep. Do you need to dilute the spray bottle? Put it in more? Yeah, I do dilute the Immortelle. It's for the Peri spray. So if you're going to pour that into a 4-ounce, 2-ounce bottle, fill the rest of it up with coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil, and Immortelle. So don't just do Immortelle straight, especially on something sensitive like that. Okay, are the LLV EO capsules safe to take a couple of weeks before? Yes. Okay, so here's the thing, and everybody has an opinion on this one. Peppermint essential oil is supposed to have an effect, or has an ability to have an effect on milk supply. Most people, I'd say 99.9% of people that I have ever talked to about this issue have never had an issue with peppermint oil. And in fact, there are no studies, not a single study done that peppermint essential oil has any effect on milk supply. It's this theory that has been thrown around and has been repeated and repeated, and I never have a problem. Now, people ask about the lifelong vitality because the capsules have peppermint in them. And here's the thing, when you're talking about before having your child, your milk production is not even going to happen until after your baby's born. So you're absolutely safe to take it all the way up until you have your baby. But if you have an issue with peppermint affecting your milk supply, then you would want to decide whether you want to continue taking the lifelong vitality, which, like I said, 99% of the time, nobody has an issue with peppermint. Myself included, my sister never had an issue with it affecting milk supply. And we have, if you are having an issue with milk supply, we have those essential oils that are actually going to help increase that supply. So try it for yourself. Everybody is different, but I wouldn't let a couple of those things, like I don't know where you heard it, but I wouldn't let that hold you from taking your lifelong vitality, feeling like it's going to stop you from your milk production, because your lifelong vitality is essential for the rest of your body. So try it, and if you have any issues, obviously stop it and then readjust what you're doing. But I can't guarantee it's not going to do anything for you. But again, there's no studies done that actually happens. So hopefully that will put your mind at ease. I see that there are no other questions in here. I'm going to get the recipes all gathered up for you guys, put it into an email. If you think of anything, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, private message, whatever it is. I'm here for you guys. I'm so excited for you. If you're expecting, great. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see baby pictures. I post mine all over the place. So I hope you guys have a great night. I'm going to stop the recording, and